The library is quieter upstairs. Charlie notices it every time he comes here with his mother. Downstairs, there are people talking softly at the desk. Books sliding across tables. The faint beeping sound when books are checked out. Coats rustling. Children whispering near the picture books. But upstairs feels different. The sounds from below drift upwards slowly and softly, as though they had become tired climbing the stairs. Charlie likes upstairs better. The staircase is narrow and made of dark wood, polished smooth in the middle from many years of footsteps. His hand slides along the banister as he climbs. The wood feels cool beneath his fingers. Halfway up, the stairs creak gently beneath his shoes, not loudly, just enough to remind him the building is old. At the top of the stairs, the library opens into a long, quiet room. Tall shelves stretch along both walls. Some lean very slightly under the weight of the books. The carpet is thick and deep green. It softens every footstep. Large windows line the far side of the room. Outside, the afternoon sky is pale and cloudy. The glass is slightly old in places, making the view ripple softly around the edges. Charlie always notices that too. His mother walks slowly between the shelves beside him. Sometimes she tilts her head while reading book spines. Sometimes she pulls a book halfway out, reads the back quietly, and then slides it back into place again. Charlie likes watching her do that. He does not hurry here. Nobody does. Near the windows are several old armchairs with faded fabric cushions. One has a small reading lamp beside it, with a yellow shade slightly tilted to one side. An elderly man is sitting there now, with a book resting open on his lap. He is not reading, just sitting quietly, with one hand resting against the page, as though he paused a long time ago and never minded stopping there. Charlie walks further into the room. The smell upstairs is different from downstairs. Older somehow. Paper, dust, warm radiators. The faint smell of rain drying on coats. It is one of Charlie's favourite smells in the world. Near the back corner of the library there is a low shelf filled with old atlases and large hardback books. Charlie likes the atlases best. They are heavy and slightly difficult to pull out. The covers are rough beneath his fingertips. Some corners are bent from years of being opened and closed. He chooses one carefully and carries it to a table near the windows. The chair scrapes softly as he sits down. He opens the atlas slowly. The pages make a thick papery sound as they turn. Maps stretch across both pages in faded colours. Soft blues, dusty greens, pale reds. Tiny black lines cross countries and cities he has never seen before. Charlie traces one road lightly with his finger. Outside the windows, rain begins very softly. At first, he only notices because small dots appear against the glass. Then more follow. The sound is gentle, barely louder than pages turning. Nobody upstairs seems bothered by it. In fact, the room somehow feels even warmer now. His mother sits across from him, with a book open in her hands. Every now and then, She looks up and smiles slightly at him before returning to her page. Charlie rests his chin against his hand and looks back down at the atlas. There are mountains on one page with tiny white shapes drawn along the tops. On another page, there is a dark blue sea filled with names of places he cannot pronounce yet. He likes looking at the shapes of words, even when he does not understand them. The rain continues softly against the windows. Somebody turns a page nearby. Somewhere downstairs, a trolley wheel rolls briefly across the floor, then disappears again into silence. Charlie looks toward the shelves. The lamps between them glow softly now as the afternoon outside grows dimmer. The light pulls gently across the carpet. Nothing in the room feels sharp. Everything feels softened by the quiet. Charlie closes the atlas for a moment and rests both hands on the cover. It feels solid and cool beneath his palms. The rain on the windows has become steadier now. Not heavy, just constant. He watches small drops slide slowly down the glass. Some join together, some separate again. The room grows even quieter. The elderly man near the lamp has finally turned the page, very slowly. Charlie notices because the sound is so soft. His mother closes her book for a moment and stretches gently in her chair. "You found the atlas again," she says quietly. Charlie smiles. "I always do," he says. His mother nods as though this makes perfect sense. Maybe it does. Charlie opens the atlas once more. He turns another page, then another. The paper brushes softly beneath his fingers. Outside, the rain continues across the city. Inside, the upstairs library remains warm and still. Charlie feels the quiet settle around him slowly. Not empty quiet, comfortable quiet. The kind that makes time move differently. The kind that makes people stay longer than they planned. After a while, Charlie leans back in his chair and looks toward the windows again. The glass has turned silver grey with rain and evening light. The lamps inside glow warmer now against the darkening sky. Somewhere below them, the front door of the library opens briefly. Cold air enters downstairs for a moment before disappearing again. But upstairs remains warm. Charlie rests one hand on the open atlas, the other against the side of the chair. The rain, the lamps, the pages. The soft carpet beneath his shoes. Everything feels calm together, and for a little while longer, there is nowhere else he would rather be.